Okay, what up ladies and gents, your favorite Asian robot right here, hopefully your favorite Helldivers 2 content creator, and today I'm going to teach you guys about supply lines. I did not know anything about this until I read up about it, so I never played Helldivers 1. I did not know anything about how this whole global war effort works, but I did my readings and now I am much more knowledgeable than I was before. So what are supply lines and how does the end game of Helldivers work? How does all of this come together to create a global galaxy-wide war effort that we can all participate in? Okay, first I'm gonna start by explaining, number one, what you gotta understand is the major orders. Major orders will be coming from time to time. This is the main end game for Helldivers. Once you've finished grinding all your stuff and all that kind of things, all that's left for you guys to do, realistically speaking, is to do the end game. So when you want to do the end game, you have to understand the major order. For example, this time we are supposed to hold 4 planets at the time that the major order ends. So at the end of 3 days and 18 hours, we have to hold Fori Prime, Astanu, Crimsica, and Hellmire. So during this time, enemy forces will attack these planets. They will try their best to take away these planets, and we have to coordinate our efforts to try and hold these planets as best we can. That is basically what we are going to be doing for most of the end game. That being said, there is a hidden mechanic not displayed in the game map which you are seeing here, and this is something called supply lines. So let me bring up my Chrome window right here. Okay, there is a Reddit post which will give you a bit of a rundown on supply lines. I'll actually link that in the description. But the main and most important thing is this website called helldivers.io. On helldivers.io, you can actually track the Galactic War status and progression. Okay, Liberation progress is fixed, but the method is changed, and we will be testing this more thoroughly tomorrow on my stream because there seems to be some changes. So I'll be completing 7s, 8s, and trying to get a good hang on what is the best and ideal methodology for gaining liberation for planets. But for now, what I want you guys to understand is that if we look at this global map right here, let me bring back my cam. If we look at this global map right here, you can actually bring up this drop-down menu and select supply lines. So if we were to zoom in on this map, what this is showing is this is Astanu. Okay, this is now it is just a very simple map here, but this is Hellmire, this is Crimsica, this is Fori Prime. The supply lines are a bit weird because just by, like, for example, Oshane is next to Zagon Prime, which is right here. Okay, but the issue is that if we wanted to take Zagon Prime, we cannot just take Oshane. We actually have to go through Omicron to get to Zagon Prime. This is why a lot of players were initially saying that you had to go through Hellmire, Nivelle 43, and then finally you get to Zagon Prime. This was for the previous order. So these supply lines, if you do not know them, you'll end up wasting time. Like a lot of Helldivers, we just assumed, and we did not know, that if we do not follow these supply lines, we thought that taking Oshane would get us to Zagon Prime because it's the next planet over. It apparently doesn't work that if you take something, it's whatever's next to it, you can open that up. So because of this, all right, and because of this supply line, this hidden mechanic of supply lines that we have literally no clue about, you know, conquering the war is going to actually take a little bit of tactical planning. We're going to need, like, when a major order comes down, we're actually going to need to know, okay, where are the supply lines, which plans to hit, what order to hit them in, and how do we go about this major order. So let's talk about the current major order. Let's talk about the current major order. Now, this part of the video may not be relevant for future, but I hope you guys understand about the supply lines, the war effort, why it's so important. Let me just remove that. Let's talk about the current major order. The current major order right now doesn't really rely much on supply lines, but there's a few things you are going to have to take note. For example, the planets we are supposed to hold is Crimsica, Astanu, Hellmire right here, and we need to hold Fori Prime as well. If Astanu falls, then it's going to change into a liberation mission. Since we have not yet liberated Astanu, assuming that defense fails, and we have not liberated Crimsica, even if Fori Prime is at 100%, okay, it may potentially start dropping in future, we will not control Fori Prime because we have no supply line to it. It's cut off. So we're going to need to own all of these planets first and then make sure Fori Prime is also secured. For now, it's at 100% liberated and it's chilling there. Good. Alright, so coming back to the current war effort and coming back to the website map, there is some extra information that I think you guys need to know about the end game. So, liberating a planet is not so simple as everybody drop into the planet and attack it. There is also going to be something called, it's best described on the website itself, but if you read it, every planet has an internal max amount of hit points. When attacking, the planet has about 1 million. When defending, this varies from between 600k to 2 million. Each planet regenerates hit points, usually ranging from 1.5% to 4.5% per hour. This has been seen as high as 20% per hour. The Game Master Joel can change this at any time. Okay, each operation a Helldiver completes deals damage to the planet. The automatons can also drop a giant nuke on planets to deplete some liberation. This has been seen on planets like Tien Quan. These drastic dips in liberation have been about 1 to 2% occurring, as much as 5 to 10 times to keep Super Earth at bay. Alright, so this is still very much here, and the rate of regeneration on the planet can be seen if you hover over it. As far as I can tell, the rate of regeneration on Estanu, correct me if I'm wrong, is 3.52% per hour. So we will have to go faster than the regeneration rate on Estanu. Right now, the predicted time to succeed at this defense with the number of players on Estanu is failing. Players seem far more keen on liberating Crimsica and other planets like Oshane. This is a waste of time because it's not part of the major order. Hellmire and Crimsica are okay, but Hellmire is going to take 5 days to liberate at the rate it's going. We should be concentrating all of our efforts in this particular war. Just as an example, on defending Estanu, we clear that first. Once it is fully defended, all right, we should go over and deal with Crimsica and Hellmire. Okay, these Oshane people, wasting time. As for the rest of the planets with like 9k, 8k, 4k, whatever, those just leave them be. But they're fighting the bots, you know, they're enjoying fighting the bots, but if they want to participate in the global war effort, they need to be coming over to help us. So this is how the end game works in this game. You have to not only know, is this planet going to be liberated? It's not just throw everything we have at it. What is the rate of regeneration on the planet? Where are the supply lines? How best to go about each order? All right, and at every single major order, I will try and also explain these things to you so that you guys know what's going on and how best we should complete each of these. So I hope this video was helpful. Thank you very much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. All right, thank you to all of our top supporters, and I'll see you guys on the next one. I'm cutting this video thank you section short because I really got to go tonight, but I hope you guys will enjoy the video, and I hope it was informative so you guys now know what's up with these supply lines and how to play the end game properly. Okay? See y'all in the field, Helldivers.